So I know that some teachers have done this before, but I really think it's important because you guys need to kind of center yourselves. And I know like a lot of things that are going crazy right now. So we're going to start with a mindfulness, like a real quick mindfulness thing that we would do just for a minute, just to kind of ground ourselves, kind of make ourselves feel like zen. Okay, so here we go. So what I want you guys to do is either close your eyes, look up, look down for those of you who have trust issues. And I want you to really just listen to what I'm saying and repeat it after me. And we're going to repeat it for a minute, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to close our eyes or look up or look down. Oops, I went like this, I went like this. And we're going to just repeat this phrase, okay? And it is, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and may you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. May you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. Last time, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be filled with kindness and peace. So, I know I told you guys during our Zoom meeting that I was going to do a Life 101, and I don't want to disappoint. So, today's Life 101, there's no assignment attached to it, you just have to listen. Isn't that beautiful? So today's Life 101 is about gratitude. Gratitude is a noun, and it's the quality of being thankful, the readiness to show appreciation, and return kindness. So why am I talking about gratitude in a time when we are kind of going crazy and thinking the zombie apocalypse is among us? The reason why is because in life it always gives us a lesson. So we need to think about this. A month ago, if someone were to tell you that you couldn't get a certain item at Wegmans, you probably wouldn't believe them. You probably would say, I could always get it at Wegmans. And if I couldn't get it at Wegmans, I could go to Walmart, or I could go to Target, or I could go to any named store. But there are some items that we can't get because people have bought them out. Now I know this sounds silly, but it's kind of a metaphor to life. You have to appreciate what you have when you have it. Appreciation and gratitude go hand in hand. And this is why. Because it's important to appreciate. You guys are in the latter part of your high school career. You've had certain expectations of what your high school career is going to look like. That's changed. That's okay. Doesn't mean it's over. It just means it's going to be different. So you have to be gracious. You have to be thankful for what you have. Most of you have the technology to see this. You have a roof over your head. You have food in your refrigerator. You have people that you're living with that are helping you and taking care of you. You're not really that bad. It's just that you can't go to school. Think about, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, when you were like in your bed all nice and warm, and you were totally like thinking, I don't want to get up, it's too warm, I don't want to get up, it's snowing out, I wish I didn't have to go to school today. Well, guess what? You got your wish. It might not have been how you wanted it, but you don't have to go to school, but you have to participate in life. So I know that you're really afraid, and I know that there's a lot of uncertain things, but I also know that there will be an end. There will be an end to this. It's not going to last forever. It might last longer than we want. But I'm going to tell you what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for you, that I'm able to connect with you, even if it's not in a way that I really want to, because I'd rather be in my classroom teaching. I'm grateful for the quarantine because I did my makeup and hair, and actually I didn't do it, Margot did it, but it looks real good, and I had time to do it. Like, if I had time to do this every day, life would be beautiful, but I don't. And the other thing is I hope that you know that I'm grateful for the things that I have in my life. I'm grateful for the people in the community that I know, and my friends, and my family. I think one of the things that we forget is that life happens no matter what. No matter how we're feeling, and no matter what's happening around us, life still happens. So it's kind of timely that we're doing this in the spring, because I'm sure if you looked out your window a week ago, you probably didn't see the life that's coming forth through nature now. And I can't help but think about Henry David Thoreau. The guy was a little nuts. He was a hermit. He would have liked the quarantine. But he talked about Walden Pond, and he talked about all the development of nature and how nature just kept the pattern going. There was this will to grow. Remember the cycle that was on my board forever because nobody cleaned it off and I didn't erase it? That will to grow, that will to get better. So, I think about Henry David Thoreau, and I think about when I go outside and I take my dog out and I see the crocuses coming up, and how excited I was as a little girl. We had this place in the back of my parents' backyard where it was really close to the house, and we would see our first flowers there, and I would get so excited. I'd go on the patio and I'd look every day, and it would be around St. Patrick's Day or a little after, and the crocuses would come out, and it was so exciting. Well, when I got older, I didn't pay attention to the crocuses because I had so many other things to do. But now, in my front yard, I see the crocuses, and that's exciting. What else is exciting is the fact that we're able to, take a pause, kind of really assess what we're doing. Maybe electricity is going to go out. Maybe we won't have Wi-Fi. What are you going to do then? Well, you're going to spend time with yourself or with your family. Maybe do things that you haven't had time to do. So in all of this loss, we gain time that we didn't have. This past week has felt like a year. There was a lot of uncertainty. We're seeing all the press conferences. We're seeing all those things. But I was able to be home with my son, and I was able to kind of plan and get ready for being with you in a different way. And that I'm grateful for. So what's the next step? Well, the next step is we have to move on. We have to figure out how we're going to make those new traditions happen. How are we going to apply for our colleges? How are we going to figure out what we're going to do with our lives? We have time to think about it now. We have time to grow. We have time to be better. Maybe our priorities were important to us when the rat race of life was happening, but something like this makes us really reflect on what's really important. It's really funny because I am extra nervous for this time because my parents are in Florida. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them back in time before this thing went nuts. And we felt that it was better to keep them where they were, and they should stay put because Florida doesn't have it as bad yet as we do. And if we were to move them from Florida to New York, it might have put them in danger of getting the virus. And I think about appreciating the fact that my parents have a place in Florida that they call their own. I might not like that they're in Florida, but I know that they're in a really good community, and I know that they're in a place where they're safe and they can get the things that they need. Appreciating what you have is so important. Showing gratitude. I know I always go back to this, and I really apologize for it. It's just something that has been very impactful on my life. But when my brother passed away, It was really hard when he went through cancer. If you ever have had a loved one go through cancer, they really do, it's a struggle for everyone. And everyone in my family dealt with it differently. His kids dealt with it differently, his wife, my parents, my brothers, my sister. But I'm just going to share with you what I did. And I felt like that really helped me. And I focused on being grateful that I had my brother. So I would go over his house a lot, and I try to make stuff that he would eat because he wasn't eating. And then he would be laying on the couch, and I would sit next to him, and I remember holding his hand. And there was one point where I realized that there wasn't going to be a time when I was able to hold his hand. And so I held his hand as much as I could, because it was like a really cool thing. I remember when my brother was 11 years older than me. So when we went away or went out to places, his hand would be the one that I would hold the most. And when I was little, it made me safe. And I wanted to return the favor to him, gratitude. So I held his hand every time I could. And that was really cool. And I don't even know if he realized, but he always let me hold his hand. Even in the hospital when he was really, really sick and ready to go to heaven, I would hold his hand. And it made me feel safe. It made me feel connected to him. Now when I really miss him, or like when I'm driving or have something really important that I need to think about, I reach my hand out and pretend to hold his hand, because I remember that. I remember every part of that, and I hold on to it because I don't have it anymore, but it makes me happy. So this might be a sad story, but the point is that I figured it out before I didn't have it, that I was grateful for my brother and who he was in my life and how he protected me. I know little things seem crazy. Like today, I needed Tim Hortons coffee so bad, and I drove around, could not find an open Tim Hortons. I did find an open Tim Hortons, but then I was worried that if I went through the drive-thru, I would get sick, so I didn't go. So basically, I spend an hour or so driving around just to feel connected, but it's really weird to not see anyone at the stores or, things closed. But I'm grateful for the fact that we have those things, and I know it's temporary and I'll be back. So my last thought is today and every day during this time, if you could do one thing that day, is find something that you're grateful for and enjoy it. Hold on to it. Something that you enjoy, maybe cooking with your family, maybe spending time with a sibling that is home from college that you didn't expect would be home. Maybe getting that instrument out that you haven't played in a couple of years, or that puzzle that you bought at that bookstore that you thought you were going to do but you didn't. Maybe calling a friend that you haven't talked to. Maybe just enjoying being by yourself. Or maybe just going outside and looking for the crocuses or looking for the birds and seeing how that goes. So I want to encourage you to be gracious, have gratitude. No matter what, you should always be grateful for something, because life is good. It's not bad. It's really going to be okay.
Why is everything chrome?
Cash. Man, this beat got me feeling like the French child boy in this beat. Leave you